Welcome to the old town of Rhodes, Greece. From 1309 to 1522, Rhodes was the base of operation for the Knights of St. John, also known as the Knights Hospitaller, later known as the Knights of Malta, when they lost Rhodes to the Ottomans and moved over to Malta. This is the Gate d'Amboise, named after Grandmaster Emery d'Amboise, under whose term it was constructed by the Knights. It is, however, layers upon layers of fortification because over time they kept building it up in order to make it less and less insecure, to make it more and more impregnable. And they did a pretty serious job. Rhodes was never taken. They lost it to the Ottomans, but it was an arranged surrender because the Knights were left without support. It was the second siege by the Ottomans in 1522 when they lost the old town and their base on the island of Rhodes. But the first siege in 1480 was a lot more supported by the rest of Europe. In 1480, the Ottomans laid siege to the island of Rhodes and to the old city. The Knights called on Europe for reinforcements. Europe responded. The Knights were able to hold off the Ottomans. But then in 1522, the invading army was led personally by Suleiman the Magnificent. And they don't just call someone the Magnificent because they were hanging out at home. He personally led the armies at the same time that Europe decided, we're not going to bother. Without reinforcements, the town decided they didn't want to continue the fight, and the Knights eventually gave in. However, as I said, it is layer upon layer of fortification because after the first siege in 1480, they reinforced a lot of the defenses for gunpowder cannon, and they were kind of brutally helped out by an earthquake in 1482, which also required some updates. Through the gates, we are approaching the Palace of the Grand Master dating back to the 7th century. Thank you so much for all your support.